All right, we are back. We had stuff get in the way, a lot of stuff, and then we had some
travel,
not some great performances.
Yeah.
Catch up on a couple of games. RSL finished the season in St. Louis. We can touch on that, and also they went to Portland and finished the season there. So,
in true 2025 fashion,
what were your guys' thoughts about the final game in St. Louis?
Well, I think it was an interesting game. Normally, that's not our style. Like, we didn't have possession. I think we did originally as we were kind of building up and doing well, and we got a couple goals. And so we were like, hey, we'll sit back and absorb. And honestly, I don't think that's our greatest strength. And
what?
And I think St. Louis is good in the air and exposed us for that, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I felt like we were kind of in this weird vibe before the game. Like, we were in the playoffs, but we're not in the playoffs. And St. Louis seemed to want it more. But I don't know. I have more problems with the second half than I do the first.
The first half, we had 2 quick goals. Olatunji, he looked so good.
Gozo playing him the first ball, like that combo between him and Ojeda. I was like, man, that's the strength of RSL right there, man. That was good stuff.
As Pablo likes to say, they like to defend with the ball, right? Because that's what they did. Once they went up 2, they defended with the ball.
No, they did not.
Is that that's not what happened?
They just let them have the ball.
Holy cow, man. Park the bus. UTA ought to sponsor us. They ought to have like a big sponsorship with UTA. Come on, we're parking the bus.
We'll even park what are those other things called? The little train things?
Tracks.
Yeah, tracks.
Yeah,
tracksed it up.
RSL goes up 2-0. They have 8 shots total. And St. Louis, RSL just sat back and St. Louis just pounded us with 27 shots.
And to be fair, we had a third shot that was on goal that didn't go in.
Okay, yeah.
3 total shots on goal, 2 goals, and 1 that was on frame.
Might be the most efficient night of the season.
Right? I mean, at least there was that. You know, Olatunji got his 2 goals.
Yeah. He's just a brilliant striker. He's so exciting. It's really unfortunate that we're not going to see any more of him this season.
I know, right?
But it was still asking the question again of our DP. You know, what is he bringing to the table in this game? What is he going to do? Olatunji seems to be carrying everything up front. And Cruz, I really like this guy, but once again, it feels like kind of like how we did with Cordoba a while back. We're like trying to create something that doesn't go in line with what he's capable of. Because I think Cruz is another player that I would love to see it for another season. And just see that whole dynamic of Gozo, Cruz, Olatunji, Luna, and then some other 10 or some kind, or even Diogo. I mean, he's got another year. But
you think they're both back?
I know for a fact Diogo's probably going to come back unless we're going to take a hit. Cruz probably won't be back because he's on loan and he's pretty expensive. He's up 3.5.
Loan through January.
Oh, it is through January? Well, then
that's the end of our season.
That's the end, yeah.
Well, I think maybe it's next June. I think
we still have him for the half of the season?
Something like that. I mean, because
he was the summer window, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we probably still have another short season with him. But I still think that since we have Luna and Gozo and also Ojeda being able to be called up, we need to be deeper. And this game kind of showed it.
Well, and it also put Caliscan back in the middle where I keep wanting to see Ojeda. Ojeda and Anelli.
I'm a positive person when it comes to RSL, but I feel like that is the biggest robbery of the entire season, is saying to Emeka Anelli that you are not starter worthy. And when you see him come on the field and change it and be more aggressive and he's moving the ball forward and doing everything we want.
And we're a better team with him on the field.
Yeah, and you see him not start, like that's where I go in and I'm like, I question what's going on during the week. Like that's just stupidity in my
What are they seeing? And the question, we were talking after one of the games and the question came up. Pablo doesn't ask the players to do something different. He just finds the players that are doing what he likes and puts them in. Right? He could ask.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting approach because I think you're right.
Well, we were talking with Trevor from that. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Trevor
from the soapbox.
Oh yeah.
Hate to steal this. That's kind of what he was pointing out. So giving him props for that. But it's like, yeah, you are absolutely right because that's what happens. Instead of going to a Mecca and saying, hey, we need to do this.
Yeah, here's what we need from you to get you back in.
He was the perfect candidate to do that. He adapts. He was our captain at the start of the season.
Him and Cabral, right?
I mean, Cabral does walk on water when he's standing on the goal line.
In this game, he did just fine, but in the Portland game...
Oh, didn't he stop a penalty kick in this game, too?
Yeah. Was it Portland that was the double take, or was the St. Louis the double take?
He blocked 2 goals right back to the guy who shot him, and he kicked him in the second time.
So the first half, RSL's up 2-0, and then they give up a goal late. It was the PK. Oh, that's right. He stopped a PK, and then he got to take it again
because he jumped the line.
Because the guy
6 feet off the line. He took 2 split steps, 2 feet off the line, and then blocked.
Kind of drew him out.
Oh, and what a terrible PK by that person.
Yeah,
he didn't even need to press forward. He could have just went.
He should have jumped back. You just have to be on the line when he kicks it. You could be off the line before it.
Well, didn't a different guy take the second one?
Then
and he crushed it top left. Holy
you should
cow.
be able to do that.
You should not. I don't think so either.
I don't think that's.
I think it's the first one. If there's an issue, they have to retake it.
Yeah, you should be able to change.
No, I don't.
You can't change the keeper. Why can you change the shooter?
Maybe you could if you pulled a hammy. My knee.
Oh, De Bruyne.
I'm down.
Unfortunately.
Sub. No.
So it was 2-1 at halftime, and RSL was looking good. And I remember watching. I was just blew my mind because there was this one guy just sprinting all over the place, trying to get into good positions. Like, who is this guy? And it was like Gonzalez. I don't think I've seen Gonzalez sprint the entire season, but in this game there was at least one play early in the first half, or in the middle of the first half, where he was like sprinting through the middle trying to get on a counter into position. I'm like, where has that been the entire season?
On the goal in the 32nd minute, the ball got played to him, and he played the sweetest ball.
That was a delicious touch.
It was such a good ball that the defender got faked out by it. Did you see the left center back? He just started sliding out wide. He didn't even go for the ball because he was so thrown off by what a sweet ball it was. He's like, keeper's got it, but then it held up sweetly. And Olatunji came onto it, just put it by him. And we were up 2-0, and I was feeling so good. But I'm sure you weren't at that point, right, Brandt? You were like, oh, boy, we're ahead by 2. World's going to fall apart now. Sky's falling. Chicken little.
Do you think it was a handball? The angle or whatever? This is the game where Vera got a handball, right, in the box?
Dude, it's so subjective, right? Like
this.
Is this a natural position or not? Like, you're running.
No, this was the trip.
No, this is not. No, that's not any.
Wasn't it the trip?
Oh, no, I thought it was the shot.
He stuck his foot in.
Hit his underarm. Isn't that the one?
Oh, dude, we are not.
Game? We're
Yeah, it was off his arm. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, to me, that ball's not going on frame, really. So I think you should do some protracting. Get your protractor out. Calculate your angles. And if somebody strikes the ball and his arm is out, he's not moving his hand towards the ball. He's not trying to block it. He's trying to get his body in the way to block it. And if his arm's out a tiny bit, I've seen that similar thing not called multiple times. It's always called on RSL, though.
Well, I think we talked about this earlier in the season. I think I complained about it. I feel that MLS needs to have more angles of the game because we're supposed to be this high-level league, but yet we can't have goal line technology. We can't have four-corner cameras.
Full offside.
We can't have the sky cam that goes with the players. Like, this was another scenario where they weren't giving us any angle to justify that was the wrong call. Like, give me another angle on the opposite side where I can see it, where you will see that in all the other leagues.
Yeah, and you can clearly see that the ball's shanking out of bounds, and then it hits his arm. Like, that's not a penalty. Just like in the Barcelona game. Did you see that game?
No.
Barca, Real Madrid. it was 2-1, and the keeper ended up blocking it. But the guy was running, and he flicked it, and his arm was out because he was running, and his arm was up like this because it was a natural position to run, and the ball was going out of bounds, and it just hit his arm, and he wasn't looking at it. He was like, that's what we're trying to get away from, is this accidental handball thing, or the fact that the guy can kick it at your arm and get a penalty. We don't want stupid goals.
But that's the beauty of football.
No, that's the stupidity.
But no, so
of it,
in this
opinion.
scenario, like rewatching it, because I just rewatched it, it does look like it is a little too high. It is like he's boxing out in the paint. But the way they responded to it, it was deflating, and then they kind of got into this like more like, okay, we got to get it going. And that was like the first 5 minutes. And then after those 5 minutes, it got back to this little thing that we used to do where we would sub on a fifth defender and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it got to the point where I was like,
where's Bodie Hidalgo? Where is he? Get him in there.
Kill the game, man. But you just saw that, like, we kind of got a little satisfied with 2-1. But what gets us there is our amazing offense, because we possess the ball so well. Even if we take a shot and it doesn't work out, if we think offensively, they have the ball, we still dispossess them. There's the defense. Like, why are we not just doing offense the whole time that we're so good at?
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive, because Pablo has said we want to defend with the ball and possess the ball, and yet he also says that we don't want to press too far forward, because then we're vulnerable to the counter.
Counter and transition.
Don't lose the ball. Have the ball. But I think it's talking out both sides of your mouth, or however you want to say that, because you say one thing and then you always do another.
Yeah.
So the second half, RSL goes in at halftime 2-1, and it was kind of a deflating goal. They did have an early sub. Cruz came in for Luna, which was kind of surprising. And then
in the 65th, right?
65th minute.
Yeah.
And then RSL had subs in the 82nd minute. Anelli came in for Caliscan. Seemed to kind of turn things around. And Agata came in for Latunji. Willie Agata, I like him. They just talk about him being a...
Be careful. Be careful what you say.
They talk about him being just a
outstanding citizen,
basket full of sunshine,
and he is. He's a cool guy.
But I don't. The way RSL plays, I just don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Fits.
It's not Agata's fault.
No,
I don't think so either.
It's completely this. We are asking him to do something he's not
totally comfortable with.
That press, he does not press the same way Olatunji does. He doesn't do anything like that. Agata, like you've said in the past, is always like that, the leftovers kind of guy. He likes people to take a chance, and he's there to pick up the scraps, get into that like chaos, and find ways. But yeah, every single time Agata has come on, as a coach, I don't understand the logistics of where this is a successful plan. We're coming into the closing minutes. It's the 83rd minute. I'm going to take out one of my star strikers who puts press on everyone, even if he's not really around, and I'm going to put Agata in.
Right, and the two guys that pressure everybody are Gozo and
Olatunji, yeah.
The most. And Luna, but he was subbed out in the 65th minute.
Yeah, but once again, it's like, why are we doing that to ourselves when there's really, like, a person sitting in the stand can see this. A person can sit in the stand and be like, hey, when that guy comes on the field, things change, and not for the good. Like, it really changes how much time we spend in their third compared to our third.
But we left our DP in there because he can hold the ball up, but we're not holding the ball up.
No.
Right? Like, that was the problem. Like, if you leave your DP in there thinking, okay, he holds the ball up really well, but we're never getting him the ball, and he can't hold the ball up at all, and he has zero possession, then why is he in? He's not a ball winner. He's not a hustler. He's not a
because they
defender.
have to write a big check every week. That's why.
Well, yeah, but they sub in Quentin, which they kind of ended up doing at the end too.
Yeah, so St. Louis was just peppering us in the second half.
And we were just barely holding on to our playoff lives, if we want to go there.
Yeah, we're going to get there because it was 2-2 in the 88th minute.
Klaus with the header.
Yeah, they came in. St. Louis finally got
the throw in.
The the tying goal. So we're 2-2, and at that moment, I think a little bit later, Colorado was up 2-1 on LAFC.
Yeah.
And so in the 88th minute when they scored, we were not in the playoffs.
Yep.
And I will tell you, by the end of this game, I was rooting for Colorado to win. Because
I don't know why you do that, dude. That's so weird to me. I can't do it. Can you do that, Brennan? Can you just flip and be like, I want our team to lose. I'm so mad right now.
No.
I can't.
Maybe that's kind of what it was. It's like, you know what?
I'm sick of you guys.
I want RSL
To learn their lesson.
to deserve to be in the playoffs. It wasn't.
We're so backed into the playoffs.
What did we get by backing ourselves into the playoffs? We
got a chance.
The last 10 games, 30 points. We had 10 points. We won 3 games, lost 7. We lost 6 and tied.
And then they were like, you guys made a run up the charts there. At the end of the season, you were 12th and you finished 9th. And really the difference was like 1 point. Because San Jose also won. And so we just had the tiebreaker with San Jose and Colorado. And that's the only reason we made the playoffs is we won a 3-way tie on 41 points to back into the playoffs, giving up a late last-second goal to a team that we know what they're doing. They're going to kick but we still kick the ball out and give them a throw-in. Right? Just, so bad.
Yeah,
our defense was bad.
Well, they built up that pressure. You know, like Glad had a yellow card in here because he had to take a foul.
Yep.
Yedlin kind of had the same thing.
Yep.
Like when your back line is taking yellow cards, there's an issue in front of them.
Right.
They should not be taking any yellow cards. And you saw that like after those 3 subs, it was pressure upon pressure because we allowed the pressure to come back. We did not keep the ball farther away from our third. And we deserve to go 2-2.
Well, they deserved to get that goal, yeah. And it sucked, but at that moment we were out of the playoffs, but only for like 2 minutes. If you go back and watch the Colorado
It's because it's the universe.
They scored, and then LAFC like went right down and scored like
in stoppage
1 minute
time
later.
too.
Yeah, it was like
My point though was the thought of what's the trade-off? Getting in the playoffs or maybe RSL making some changes.
And what do you mean by changes? They make changes all the time.
Like cleaning house.
Oh, you mean sweep it all out and burn it down. Just bonfire this sucker.
What happened at the beginning of the year?
They were going to be the best team in history.
So
what happened? What happened at the beginning of the year?
We got rid of all our strikers.
Yeah, no, I get that. It was a subpar roster. And the only reason, there's 2 reasons we made the playoffs. One was Cabral and RSL.
We lose this game without Cabral, by the way, the St. Louis game without Cabral.
We lose a lot of games.
We would have been
Cabral.
as bad as St. Louis or worse.
Yeah, it was that bad. But we had 1 game. RSL led the league in futility when it comes to getting points from behind. They had 3 points. They had 1 game where they went down 1-0 early, and they came back and scored 2 goals and got 3 points.
That only happened once?
That only happened 1 time.
Oh, jeez.
1 time, and that was against San Jose. So
because we hated Chicho so bad.
So yeah,
Still do.
If you look at it,
whatever.
So if you look at
points from losing position.
You did this one last time.
We were last.
Yeah, very last. See, we were 1 time we came from behind.
And no ties.
No ties. It was just 1 game, that 1 win against San Jose. And then the
other
other
than that, it was everybody else coming back on us.
And the other thing is that we gave up 23 points from a winning position.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I believe that. I felt every single one of those 23 points deep down in my soul.
So that's where I was kind of like balancing it out. Yes, you want your team to make the playoffs, but at what cost? Another season of the same thing? And, there's the off season. There'll be new players. There'll be some transition somewhere. We'll see what the roster looks like, but I don't know. I don't know if we have the head coach that has a track record of anything more than being average.
Interesting.
Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's for a religious person. You don't have much hope.
Do you want Okay, so let's talk about Pablo.
Let's talk about Pablo.
Yeah, go for it.
Or do you want to talk about the
We'll
playoff
start
game?
with Brennan real quick.
Well, so let's say, how has Pablo handled change? He comes into the beginning of this year. He has Chicho. This is my guy. This is our star. Hey, let's bring in Diogo because Chicho wants this. Yes? Does that sound right?
Chicho and Diogo.
He comes up with a game plan in the offseason. That's like a month. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then boom. Chicho is not that great of a guy, and we sell him. And
Cheaply.
Yes, cheaply. And so that means we can't really just go out and buy somebody amazing. So we have an issue with our upfront squad. We have, what was it? Piol and Forrester. Is that right? Ajago?
Yep. Uh-huh.
We have two guys that have never really shown that they can handle it in the league.
Lachlan Brook, Tyler Wolf.
Tyler Wolf.
Yeah, we bring in some guys with some potential.
But they're from an Australian league and not so great.
And none of them have proven MLS experience.
Right. So then they have to come here. He has to work with a brand new squad, not as heavy as he thought.
Doesn't get the full offseason in.
Doesn't get that. Then the next transfer window comes up. He ends up getting Agata, Junka, who else? Johnny. Gets all of them. Pretty good players, but they still need to find a way to incorporate them into the team. So he's adapting. All the while, even though there's not much success, he's maintaining morale. Everybody is still, let's do this together. Then finally, we get some big hitters. We get Olatunji, who is by far probably one of the best strikers I've seen on RSL's team. We get Cruz, who's a high level player, really, really good IQ, great distribution. And we're seeing at the very end of this little stint of this season, we're seeing a team that could possibly be a playoff contending team and actually go really far. However, this all happens 6 games before the playoffs. And also, we all have all that international duty, so key players are out during the really key point of the season. And I think, let me just finish.
Yeah.
I think overall, with how things have changed and maintained, his ability to keep everybody involved and having new personalities come in and immediately change. Like, you see Yedlin, he's incredibly involved. And he looked like he was on the way out. That's why he came over here. But now he's like invested. Russell invested. Like, what he's doing off the field has to be said that that's a positive because people are all of a sudden invested. Like, that's really hard to do, especially when you have egos coming in. I think what he does off the field or not during the games is influential and incredible. When he talks about moments, somebody else needs to talk to him about moments. Because there are moments in this game where he is constantly making wrong decisions and not really going with what he's done. You know what I mean? Like this Portland was a great excuse. Why are we subbing out when a team's doing good? It's happened more than once. Just because that was the game plan, I bet, at the beginning of the game, doesn't mean that that's what you should be seeing. He's stuck to doing his old ways when, if you're watching how things are happening, keeping the same 11 would have been beneficial, and we wouldn't be 2-2. We would still be 2-0, blah, blah, blah. I think out of 10 this season, I think Pablo has done a solid 8.5. I think the thing that really hurts him is the key moments that happen in the game. And that's tough. It's really, really tough. But to be able to adapt and change and create all that atmosphere, that's hard to do as a coach.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely difficult. And I give him props for that. And on a scale of 1 to 10 in change management, I think he's an 8.5 on that scale. Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that. But I don't think he's as good at... And I don't know why this is. He was a player. He played the game. When he was out there on the field, he could tell, we're breaking down on the left. We're getting our butts kicked on the left. I need a change on the left, coach, right? Like, Like, as a player, you know that, right? So why can't he see it as a coach? Why was Diogo playing 90 minutes in these games and not hustling back and soft on defense and giving up goals and driving us all crazy with the, why is he not at least kicking them? He took no yellow cards. He wasn't a team player. And to believe in him when you don't get that kind of fight and passion from a player, to me says he's falling down as a coach in that regard, because you have to manage the game. The game is the most important part of the whole week. It's not training. It's not prep. Those are all cool. But the game is what matters at the end of the week. That's when you get a result. You get to measure yourself up against another team and come away with a result. And that's the result that everything is measured on. And as that result-based, you can't say that he's anything more than a 5, because we had such a bad season. And so you can add that up and divide it by 2, and that's probably the score I'll give him, 6.75 or 7, somewhere in that range. But because that other part was so bad this year, and we didn't make the playoffs. We got to the play-in game and lost, so that doesn't count as making the playoffs. I don't care what Trey says. That doesn't count as making the playoffs, bro. You lost the play-in game, you're out. So for me, that's missing the playoffs. I don't give them credit for making the playoffs, especially because you lost the last game. Tied, whatever.
I think you're both like right. I think Pablo does a good job motivating them, but I would have to lean more towards a 6, because I think with Pablo, he's great until they get to the games, and I don't know that they're great in changing up the games. And I was thinking about this today. When you focus on when everything is the player's fault, it's like, let's talk about the LAFC games, right? 2 games against LAFC, you get smoked, and Son comes in and
4-1 both times.
Gets a hat trick, and then
what?
Yeah, you ask Pablo what's he going to do different next game against. We're just going to play harder. We're going to do the same thing. We just play harder, and then they go into LA and
get the same result
again.
Yeah.
So that's really frustrating. That tells me I think this is a guy that doesn't want to make tactical changes, because then it's on him. Then it's on the coaching staff, because, hey, you know what, we tried something, it didn't work. But now he can just say, hey, you know what, players got to step up. You got to be in the moment. You got to make those goals. Goals change games, all of that. I think Pablo has a place in coaching, but I don't know that. Let's look at his history. I looked it up. Pablo's overall record.
Okay. How many games total?
314.
Oh, you're counting Colorado too?
Colorado too, because okay. I think I got a stats for you too. So 314 games between Colorado and Real Salt Lake, 113 victories.
Okay, that doesn't sound bad.
79 draws.
Ooh, that's not very many draws.
And 122 losses.
That is a lot of losses.
And the total goal differential for his team.
Oh, right in my pain point, Brandt. Right in my pain point.
Minus 42.
No!
So
42 for real?
And look at the places RSL has finished. 7th, 5th, 3rd. They were heading in the right direction. And then 9th. So with Pablo and RSL, you average about 6th place.
And that's just in the West, so you really have to double all those.
And then
we're just being kind and giving them the West stats, but league wide, right?
And then his overall goal differential. I looked it up every season.
Oh boy, has he had one positive?
He's had 2 positives.
Oh, okay.
His first year in Colorado plus
and
7.
Last year.
His second season's in Colorado minus 20.
Oh my gosh,
minus
really?
27.
Oh,
then
dude.
His last season in Colorado, 2019 minus 5. And then with RSL, I skipped the 2021 season because he came in August, and RSL was plus 1 that season. But -2, plus 17 last year.
Yeah, last year we had.
And -11.
Right.
So there's a trend there that.
When did he get the new coaching staff? Was that last year?
Year before, I think it was year before.
Yeah. Okay. Before 24.
So I think the averages don't say that Pablo is a great tactician. But you can also look at the rosters too, right? The one season he had a standout roster, they did well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So is it the coach? But good coaches have their teams play better than the sum of their parts, right?
Yeah, like Crawley.
Yeah,
Like
we'll get there.
Just like Crawley.
But when the only reason the RSL even was even hinting at being in the playoffs this year wasn't because of the coaches. It was because of Cabral. Right? It wasn't anything that Pablo did. I mean, Gozo only saw the field because Mark Juke got injured. Pablo doesn't, like we talked about, he doesn't develop players as much as he
throws them in and sees what happens.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I don't think, I was thinking about this too, is like he doesn't have the courage. What's Seattle's MO? Every season they start out slow. They throw in some young
Have
players.
some 18-year-old starting at center defensive mid or something.
Yeah, and then they have a late run into the playoffs. RSL is the other way around with Pablo. They start out hot, and then he's always focused on winning the game. When you have to win every game and you have to make the playoffs every single game, by the end of the season, man, your players are
Tired.
They're sucking fumes, right?
I don't know. It's tough. It really is. And to be Real Salt Lake, which we have to be realistic about what that means and who we are. You know what I mean? And we would love somebody to come in here and just start dropping money and spending money left and right. But in reality, that's most not going to happen, right? That's not going to happen probably. Super high percentage, and the Millers, bless their hearts, owners of our team, they're not going to just be going out and buying, Denny Bowanga or anybody like that anytime soon. But what we can hope for is a team that cares and works hard and gets decent results. And we can expect that from our team. And this year, it did not happen.
We lost half of our games. It was 17
not
losses.
Tied, not just like we didn't tie it all that much, but we lost half of our games.
Yes. And so
So bad.
if I was in charge, I probably would make some changes. And I don't think it's necessarily all on Pablo either. The people that they brought in, the money, effectively with the signings that they brought in, Pule, who else? All the new guys, Olatunji, Cruz. You effectively used all the money you got from Andres Gomez for not the same return. So the front office has a lot to blame too, right? The money, the $15,000, $12 million they got from selling Gomez, translated into Cruz, Olatunji,
Cabral.
Cabral's the one bright spot. So there's plenty of blame to go around. I don't know that this is a great roster, and I'll cut Pablo some slack for that. And if RSL is going to go into this offseason and spend some money and make some changes and give him a decent roster, with a decent roster, he had a great season. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to cut him some slack, but my fear is when you're watching the end of the St. Louis games, like, all right, we're out of the playoffs. Maybe they will, because they hadn't announced that they still haven't announced any Pablo's extension, changes, but they will be having an announcement on Wednesday. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's,
You sound so excited about that.
Well, who knows what it's going to be. It's probably going to be Pablo an extension. I would have guessed, just like they did with Colorado. They extended him 3 years, and then he was gone.
We'll give you one.
By the end of the first season,
3. Yeah.
So I want to bring up the point. So we talked about these moments and how he chooses to react in these moments. So when we get down 2-1, or we have a lead, we're up 2-0. Every time I've seen the game live, I've noticed that when those key decisions are being made, Pablo is not alone. Pablo is surrounded by his assistant coaches.
Right.
And they're chit-chatting who should come in, what should be the plan. And I have a hunch that Pablo believes in his coaching staff because he was the one who brought him on. And I think it's not necessarily Pablo who is making those decisions. Pablo has somebody who is doing the tactics, somebody who's doing the blah, blah, blahs. And I feel like as a group, they are choosing the wrong things in the wrong moments. And so I feel that if Pablo is going to stay, that he will do great if our roster stays as stout as it is at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that always is what wins in MLS is consistency. People sticking around and then just getting a tiny bit of a difference maker here and there. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what worked when RSL won the Cup, is they were together 3 or 4 years and finally put it together. You know what I mean? So it takes time, and typically the Millers are down for that, right? They're okay with going through a little bit of a downswing to capture that upswing. And you know, even if it was by accident, we got quite a few. Okay, fine. We got really 2 big revelations coming up, and one was Gozo. I think he's obviously the biggest revelation of the year. And Caliscan, to be a nobody on the roster and then to be important enough to the roster to play as much as he did, definitely a revelation. Is he, you know, a next level player? Not yet. Not yet. Is he still developing? I don't know. Is this his ceiling? Could be. I don't know. But he could also get dramatically better. We don't know. But he was definitely a key cog in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, Caliscan, if you remember, we struggled with that right back position, and they stuck him over there, and it's kind of like a Mecca Anelli the year before when he came in and kind of ended up in the midfield and made a huge impact.
Yep.
So I think I agree with you there. So we get to the Portland game.
Oh, boy.
So were you guys positive? Were you expecting them to win?
So I
We've had their number before. I was feeling pretty confident.
But I was at the game. So I went on a trip up to Portland. I wasn't watching the RSL game live. I was at the Portland game against San Diego.
And San Diego waxed them, right?
San Diego took it to them. And usually the stadium's full. I was in the Timbers Army, right? Like I haven't bought a scarf and wrapped it around my neck so I wouldn't get beat up.
Traitor.
I mean, but in that game, I was for the Timbers, but they just got absolutely whacked. Like, Anders Dreyer just took them apart left and right. He scored a banger at the start of the second half, and Portland never recovered. And Portland looked so poor on the night, I thought, RSL can take these guys. That's what I was thinking going into the game. I was like, I just sat and watched Portland be so bad. I'm sure RSL can take them. So that was my thought going in. How about you guys?
I said I was good. What did you say?
I thought they would play better than they did. I really thought that they would be motivated and come out and play hard, but it just didn't happen that way. And then you talk about Caliscan, you know, being a revelation, but the moment was just too big for him.
Yeah, his yellow card was so stupid. I don't know why he got a yellow card in that moment. Did the whistle come much earlier? I was listening to the broadcast and I didn't hear the whistle on that play, and he made a touch and the ref called him for kicking away the ball after the play, but I didn't hear a whistle. And he was on top of it, so I don't know if he heard the whistle, but he kicked the ball after a crazy tackle, and it probably should have been a foul, but I didn't hear the whistle on the broadcast, and then Caliscan kicked the ball, but he wasn't just killing it away, he was playing it, you know? And so I think if the ref could have handled that better and just been like, what was that, dude? Did you do that again? It's a yellow. But instead he just auto-yellowed him, and Caliscan wasn't even involved in the play, really. The tackle was worse than the kick away was. You know what I mean? Like, well, it just didn't seem to go with the flow of the game.
Either way, a few minutes later, he should have got a second yellow.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Probably because the first yellow was so soft, the guy let him off the hook.
But that's what led to the goal. That's was true. The free kick that led to the goal. So, in essence, instead of keeping his head and keeping his mind and still playing right, he dove in on Diego Chara, who's going to flop and roll every time. And even though he really didn't touch him, he barely touched him.
It's not Diego Chara.
It's still a foul.
It's Diego Chara.
I never say
Chara.
Chara.
Yeah, that's what the guy was saying.
Yeah, I never say that. So Diego goes rolling around on the grass, fake grass, turf, monster. And then we shut off for the free kick.
No, stop.
That's what happened.
I hate it when you guys do that.
No. Look.
Like, really.
Look, Caliscan gets pissed. He dives in, loses his mind, causes a foul that didn't need to happen.
Right.
He should have just pushed him wide and followed him down the line,
Right.
kept his head. You got to be smart to play this game, right? He didn't do it. He dove in, caused the foul. Then on the free kick, ball comes in. Felipe Mora redirects it. And to be fair, like it came to Cabral, he could have caught it. Or he could have pushed it wide. Instead, he hit it right back to Mora, dude. And Ojeda's turning to try to get it. Stupid turf. Wet, stupid turf. Slips and falls. And Mora's all alone to finish.
Okay, so that's I don't agree with that at all. We cannot have that mentality when it comes to watching this game. They send a ball in. They send in a really good ball. He makes a good attempt. Cabral blocks it. It's unfortunate that all he could do was send it back that way. It just happened that Mora was still in stride at the right place. It wasn't something that like, oh,
Yeah, it was
RSL,
unlucky.
RSL sucks. No, RSL's not trying. No, it's literally, it was unlucky. It was a great block because it was a great header in a great spot. Cabral blocks it. It was unfortunate that Mora was still in the same direction and they score.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the one that we should be mad is the second goal. The second goal is the one where we should have been like, boy, we should not be 1-0 down in this playoff game. We need to lock in. And to see the quality of the ball was really unfortunate because whoever kicked it was a number 99 or whatever his name was.
Yep.
He sent in a brilliant ball. Brilliant ball. Vera should have been putting his hand on that dude's junk. He should have been so close to him. He's smelling what perfume he put on.
Yep.
He should have been close, and it was like an Eric Holt situation. Just gave him just enough space to where that brilliant ball was a brilliant ball, put it on the frame, and they score. It was really, really good play. The second goal is the only one that I was upset about. The first one, I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate, dude. Let's get back in it.
It was a little unlucky, for
Right.
sure. Yep.
But then you see them come back. This is a team that wanted to win. They came back. Justin Glad rose up like a albino salmon, hits it off the side of his head. Beautiful touch right in the corner. We have a game.
Yeah, and that was from Diogo as well. Right, sending a good ball in.
Right. Such a good
Short
play.
corner.
But this is where I also had a very, very upset. I was standing up on my TV going, what the F, dude? Why did he take out Olatunji and Gozo in this game?
I have no
In the 65th minute.
idea.
This is where I was like, okay, tactically, you're stupid. Tactically, you are absolutely stupid.
because RSL they were on the front foot.
They were moving.
Yeah.
They were
Gozo
moving.
was
They were
all over
pressing.
the place.
They were creating things. And then he goes,
Dangerous.
let's put in Agata and Cruz.
We almost scored like 4 times.
Dude, shut up with that. Like, I
Right,
cannot,
like, why-
I cannot believe it.
Even the announcers are like, why are they taking... I bet those
man.
defenders are excited. They're taking out Gozo.
I'm pretty sure I pulled a Tyler and I said, I hope we lose this game.
Oh, that's not
I
Tyler.
literally, oh, sorry, I meant Brandt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I literally stood up and I said, you just lost us this game. Because you were not reading between the lines. You saw this successful team building back up to create this equalizer. And then you throw in Agata. Agata, once again, not the position. He's not the player. He's not it.
That was a cool bike, though.
Gozo.
Almost scored on that bike.
That
it
was
off the
sick.
crossbar.
That was so
Yeah.
sick. That was kudos to him. Great job. But Gozo, let him play, let him cook. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was getting in places. Let him get a yellow, then take him out. Don't take him out in the 65th minute because that is not the play.
He's going to run all game. He's going to run till the 99th minute, right? Like, why is that the guy you're taking out when your DP can't run back and play defense anyway?
Well, the thing that's counterproductive on this, which doesn't make sense, is later in the game, he takes out, Ojeda? He takes out Ojeda, and puts in Barea. So it's like, wait a second. So you take out Olatunji and Gozo, who's had the most success the entire game and also the previous game. You're going to take them out. You're going to put in Cruz. You're going to put in Agata and hope for something. Agata did some cool stuff. That was great. But then you're going to go back on yourself and just be like, oh, we got to put more offense in. It was like, why did you take the offense out if you want to put more offense in?
And put in Barea, who honestly has almost no MLS experience.
Okay, but he has been doing some really, really great stuff on the Monarchs, and he is really in good form.
And that's fair, but he's had almost no MLS experience, and he doesn't play well with this team. We have no proof that he plays well with these guys in a real game. What has Barea done throughout the season? What
early in the season when he came in and he was in the
two goals that got called offside.
No, so he was in the press very successfully when Piol and Forrester Ajago were struggling. Barea was like our shining hope because he was that different tempo change that was allowing us to press the right way. He's a really great player. I don't agree with that.
I don't mind Barea coming in, but he should have came in. Johnny Russell should have been the sub in the 78th minute.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Johnny Russell should have come in the 78th minute because he has proven is that I would rather have a veteran in there with some experience because Johnny Russell had just proven time and time again in the few minutes that he gets to play that he creates. And Barea, if you want to bring Barea in.
No. Wait. I see what you're saying because here's the thing. We're taking out Ojeda. Yeah. And we still need that possession in the midfield. So I can see, Johnny Russell, I feel, would have been a better option than Barea. But he's trying to be like, we got to get a goal. We got to be more aggressive. So he puts in a striker.
But Barea has played 263 minutes for the year. Mm-hmm. In 11 games. So he had end of game coming in. How many goals?
0.
1.
He has one start in that 11 games. Mm-hmm. No goals, no assists.
Now do Johnny Russell.
Right? Johnny Russell, 348 minutes in 4 starts in 12 games. 2 goals, 2 assists.
Not as good, because, that's an extra 200 minutes to just barely do that. Come on, man.
Oh, crap. Please,
no. So I agree with you. I agree with you that for Ojeda, we needed to put in Johnny Russell.
And right after we pulled out Ojeda, they got their 3rd goal, because we didn't have our crap together.
Oh, my gosh, that 3rd goal was just like, what are you supposed to do? You let a guy ghost into the back post and just pound down a free header. It's like... Cabral maybe could have saved it if we were lucky, but, you just can't rely on that guy to stand on his head game in and game out.
Well, and 2 defenders dropped early, which they were anticipating the ball over the top.
I thought the game was lost when Cruz and Agata came in.
I think that's when everybody thought it was lost.
It's like, holy crap, what are you trying to do?
The announcers, Portland, everybody, right?
I'm sure every RSL fan in the stands like going, what?
And you asked him that in the post game, right? What did he say to you?
He said it was just a feel. I said, was that scheduled? Because I was like, why on earth was that the game plan? And he says, no, we just thought it would be the best or something. Like it wasn't planned. It's like, well,
because Agata can get his goals out of nothing is kind of what his thought process was, and Olatunji needs service. Right,
because Agata has scored so many damn goals this year.
Right, and the Cruz for Gozo is the one that still baffles me.
That one I was like, okay, that's not the right switch.
Yeah, Cruz has had 1 assist all season.
And then you can talk about the play that will live in infamy, the most boneheaded play in maybe MLS all season was when
Rowan Cruz.
You just remember that? When Vera had the free kick.
Vera goes for a free kick.
Oh, dude.
Just burns a shot in near post out around the wall.
Just runs into the side of the wall. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, it's just like, holy cow.
Didn't you ask him, was that part of this plan or something?
Somebody asked him that. It's like, no.
And he was like, no. And then he kind of went off. Pablo did on Cruz. He was like, look, I don't know why you do that. Everybody knows the rule that you can't come within 2 yards of him, right?
5 or 10.
No, 2 meters of the wall. You can't be, like, as an attacking player, you can't be within 2 yards or meters, whatever, of the wall. Right? That's the rule I'm referring to. And so he can't, and he just ran over and bumped the guy. And it's not like he bumped him and then ran away.
He got kind of pushed.
He just kind of tackled him almost. It's like, what are you doing, man? And Vera looks at him like, what are you doing? I had the shot. I was going to bend it around him anyway. And he did. And it was a sweet shot. He didn't need to make that move. But he did.
But Cruz shouldn't even been in there. So
it's kind of a microcosm of our season right there. Right?
Yep.
Like
that was pretty much everybody's write-up, after the game. Doyle, yeah. Talking about, it's just kind of like the season.
Yeah,
that's how the season
we
went.
could have scored, and we did score, and they took it back. And then somebody got a red card, and then we gave up a goal. That's kind of the story of the season, right? Somebody got a half-justified red card that later the refs would say, well, that wasn't really a red card, but we let it stand anyway.
Well, in Cruz's defense, if he didn't do that, the ball would have just hit the wall.
Yeah, so it still could have had a chance if the guy leans in or jumps funny and it just, ticks off him or whatever. But hard to know because we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot.
I mean, we did have some good chances. I mean, Anelli was really good sending balls in. There was a ball that went across the
Anelli should have scored, bro.
Olatunji. It was Olatunji.
Olatunji that
didn't
couldn't
stick his foot out.
Well, it's hard on turf because I think he got like wrong-footed or something.
Yeah.
But we were super close to being just so close in this game, and it was like kudos to them. Like that was a really good fight until the third goal. I think until the third goal we were a good team.
Yeah.
But where is this team 6 months ago? Where is that fight that we always talk about? Like this is a different level of fight. If your DP's fighting, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Well, and then Alex Catranis, right? Like throughout the whole season, Pablo's like, "Oh, we require so much of him." 70th minute, he's done, and he played the whole game. Like it's like, oh,
well,
Sam,
the last 6 games, man.
Right? Like, yeah, like what?
No, the last 6
know,
games,
it's just strange.
he's used way too much. Catranis is put in so many miles, and he's not 18 like Gozo. You know, like that whole Junqua Catranis thing needs to get fixed. It's either Catranis needs to be smarter with when and what he does, or we need to have a serious talk because we can't be doing this every game. Left back gets swapped out. Like if that's what you have to do, there's an issue.
Agreed.
Yeah, and it remains to be seen what they will do next year, what the roster will look like. I personally would like to see us maybe play a little bit different formation if we're going to go forward. Like Agata, he's probably not going to be on the team because his contract's up. I can't imagine them signing him again after this season, unless you're going to play a system like a 4-3-3 or something. Like I think Agata would be great.
So Agata
on the top with a like 4-3-3 where you got 3 scorers up top.
Yeah, and he played 1,173 minutes, 2 goals, 2 assists. So not stellar, and he got good 6 yellow cards, right? Which is kind of what Pablo wants, that right? Like the only player that played more and scored maybe less per is Gonzalez, right?
Yeah. So this next season, who is the players do you feel that are going to be let go or traded?
Well, I think they're going to they need to get rid of Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably won't.
They need to trade
I was going to
him.
say, are they going to?
They should. They should. He has skill, but I think every single person that's ever played a sport has played a sport with a player that's had more skill than them, but just outworked them and won anyway. Right? Like, I mean, I've been beaten by players with more skill than me, but rarely, for me, did the other guy just outwork me, except maybe into my 40s, right? Then they outworked me, and I was like, all right, cool. You're younger than me, whatever. But yeah, at that point, like, it's an effort thing, and maybe he doesn't play defense, but you can't have that on this team. We're not a luxury team. We can't. We can't afford a guy like that.
Well, and that always drove me batty when, we can't put in Russell because he's a defensive liability. Well, you let this
You
guy.
let Diogo play the whole game.
Diogo play 29 games and 2,000 plus minutes, and he's a defensive liability every single minute he's on the pitch.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think Gonzalez is probably going to be gone, or would be one that needs to go.
That would be the top of my list.
I don't know what
I
they're
like
gonna do.
him, but I don't think he fits our team.
And it depends on if they're going to spend some money, bring in players that maybe he wants to play with, and that is a little more technical. But I think his effort and desire to be here was really lacking. We'll have to see what they do with Ruiz. I don't think Agata will be here. I think Piol really, really hurt his.
But he's only 21.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think the last 2 games. I don't think he traveled the last 2 games.
He did not travel to Portland.
Yeah, because he got yanked at halftime at the last home game.
Yeah, he started, and they pulled him at halftime. And then Mark Chuk, what do we do with that?
He's on loan to Cincinnati. We'll see what he's doing over there.
He should be back at the end of the season because it was just a season-ending thing.
I don't know if Rawan's going to be back. Olatunji will be back.
Should we vote him in and out?
Go down the list.
And, I don't know that Johnny Russell. I think they brought Johnny Russell. If I was Johnny Russell, I wouldn't want to come back.
And play 3 or 4
It's like you came here and you had so much to give. Oh, and they're always saying, well, he kind of knew he was going to be. They bring him in for experience and be a professional to show, kind of create a club atmosphere. But Johnny Russell had 348 minutes. You could have given him more minutes.
I love how much you love him.
He likes the experience, guys. I get it. But
I'm not talking about Johnny Russell playing 1,000 minutes.
No.
I think another 100 minutes.
10 to 12 a game.
Yeah.
Maybe coming for the last 10 or something.
Yeah, every time he got on the pitch, he created free kicks. He got in the way. He was,
Hey, Justin Miram. Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
That's
exactly.
the role he used to fill for us.
Hey.
I don't think Javane Brown.
I think he doesn't come back.
Oh, I totally forgot about Joe. So now I would like to say,
Wolf,
I think out of the starting 11 right now, I think there's going to be a shakeup in the center back position. I think after this season, Vera might not have an opportunity if they're looking for something because he's been on the bad side of certain situations and some key situations really didn't go his way. And so I feel like if this management were to really look at it, I feel like Vera might not be here. That doesn't mean I want it. I want him to stay. But I feel like that's going to be a shakeup. I think that the midfield, I think Ruiz is probably going to get traded if they can get enough money because Caliscan's probably going to stay. Ojeda should definitely stay or unless something really dumb happens. And Emeka, I feel like, is the other one. Based on this last bit of play time, I think they might be contemplating shipping off Emeka, which, if that happens, I think there needs to be a riot. But given the history of RSL that's happened in the past, and then at the striker position, I'm not sure that they're going to pick up Cruz. Because I don't think they really understand how to use him. I think Agata will stay because he's affordable, and they're going to find a way to use him like they have been. But I am a little pessimistic about the start of next season. I don't really see them doing anything big, but I do think they're going to make some really unhappy changes. I feel
like what?
Well, I think Emeka should not be changed, but I think they're going to. I think they're going to probably bring back Mark Juk and try to keep him, even though I don't think they should. They'll probably keep Diogo when we don't really want him. And I think there is going to be a shakeup on the back line. I don't know if they're going to keep Junkwa and Catranis and keep running that. They might even just ship off Catranis and keep Junkwa because I want Catranis. You know what I mean? They do that to me all the time.
Yep.
They take the players I like and they ship them away. And so I feel like there is going to be a shakeup, though.
And I think Philip Quinton could be the guy that steps in and fills that spot. He has played really well for us. He did pick up a knock in the season this year, and after that, he almost never played. So,
well, you got to think.
But center back pairings are tough. You got to go with,
If we're going to be a team that's going to be playoff oriented, like cup oriented, they need to put in players that are going to compete against an LAFC, a San Diego, a Miami. They have to put players that are really going to be successful. Now we put up LAFC. Do you want Quinton in?
No.
Do you want Caliscan in?
No.
You would rather have Emeka and Ojeda?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want Diogo in?
Nope.
No.
He doesn't play defense.
You want Luna and Gozo?
Yep.
Then you want Olatunji?
Yep.
Do you want Cruz in?
Nope.
Do you want Mark Juk in?
Nope.
Nope.
Do you want Junka in?
I like Junkwa.
Junka was kind of good, right?
But I don't want him in.
You don't?
No.
Do you want Yedlin or Jervain Brown?
Yedlin.
Yedlin. So it's like, okay, we should be preparing for the biggest teams. Starting 11, this is what we want. A couple position changes, and that's it.
And bring back Bodie Hidalgo.
Jesus. Oh, sad note. Did you see SKC dumped everybody, including Andrew Brody?
Yeah.
Did you see that? They wiped house.
Yeah.
There's only 12 players.
A couple teams have done that already in the offseason.
12 players, man. Full shakeup over there.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Well, they have struggled. So what about formation? What about style of play?
Ooh, I love this one.
All right. So what do you want to see RSL do next season?
I want them to do something legitimate.
Not a 2-2-2-2-2.
No, the 4-2-2-2-2. You just get that crap out of here. We didn't even play up the middle to complement that. We played up the sides. It made no sense. So he's really liking this 4-2-3-1 because of the whole double pivot situation, and then it allows those wingers to be more defensive. So that way we don't have to be that great defensively because we aren't. What I would love to see that would make it so Catranis doesn't have to work so hard, so that way we can use him throughout the year, is I want to see an offensive 3-5-2.
Oh, I'm right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
If we can do an offensive 3-5-2 and we still kind of have, that the two central players be like the wingers, like a Gozo and Luna. So that way, when we're pivoting with the 10 and doing all this stuff, Luna can jump in and then we can have another guy position ourselves. But then our wingers could be outright wingers. And then that way, Catranis can be a left winger. We can have homeboy...
Yedlin?
No, not Yedlin. Yedlin is going to be part of the three-man back line. Because you're going to have Glad in the center or maybe off the left, however you want to do it. But Yedlin needs to stay defensively. He is so good. I like him. He's one of my faves. But yeah, a 3-5-2 would really complement his system.
Play that winger if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Because the whole thing with the 3-5-2 is one of them is going to drop back while the other one moves up, and you can run four in the back. And so you're going to have Yedlin and Catranis doing that, whatever. Or not really.
Or Junka.
But... It just, in my head, after watching all these higher level teams run a 3-5-2 offensively, it's like, oh, why don't we? We're so weak with the counter, but if we're a 3-5-2, we're stacked in the middle. I like it.
Yeah, for me, I'm just I like the diamond midfield from the old days, but I get that in the modern game, that's way too much work for a center defensive midfielder to do because there's too many pockets of space and the wingers don't want to tuck in like we used to do with the Ned Grabavoys and that kind of vibe, they want to play out wide, they want to take people on one-on-one. And so I think the game doesn't play that way anymore. The players on our team don't play that way. So I say don't do that, obviously. But I kind of like the 4-2-3-1. And that gives, some freedom to whoever plays in that center of the three. But then you're switching back and forth with, Luna and Gozo stays wide either side, doesn't matter. And then whoever else is there, and you have to have an attacking-minded either Cruz or Gonçalves, or go get somebody else that fits it better.
I'm not a big fan of RSL. Just doesn't have a player that can play up top alone.
Olatunji can now.
He could now, maybe, but I would like to see a couple of players up top because then they can rotate around, and if you've got more players up there that can kind of rotate and play on the wings and come into the top.
But we used to run the 4-3-3. Remember that?
That's a good offensive formation. Like it's
Play
really
3
versatile.
forwards.
You know what I mean? It can still be defensive minded. It's really good offensively, and it makes it so that way the middle is an option. You know, like when a 10 shifts out to the side, the winger pivots inside. It's good because it blocks channels that, as we naturally transition to a side, they would get exposed into 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
But the thing that's our Achilles heel in the 4-2-3-1 is our double pivot. I don't like the 2. The amount of work rate that Pablo puts on our guys is astronomical. Like, to be Ojeda, I mean, there was, 6 to, I would say maybe 10 games this season where if we put a little tracker on it, he's running a marathon every game, and it's not even like every other week. It's week by week by week. And it's just, it's like you're running a car lean as hard as you can to get a 10-second time, but you're burning the internals. Like you're not thinking of the longevity of the team.
Well, and Ojeda played less minutes than Gonçalves did.
That's criminal.
Isn't that weird? I think it's strange too. It was like every time he got yellow card accumulation, he was like, anytime he got close, he was like, yellow card. Oh, phew, I get next game off.
And the thing with the 3-5-2, if you've got those, you got a nice solid center, the 2 center backs on the right and the left, if they're good with their feet, that just adds a little bit more attacking prowess, especially if you want to build out of the back, where you've got people that can get to the guys on the wings. So yeah, I would love to see that.
Well, it's very versatile because the 5 middle line can be altered however they want. It can be ran similar to a 4-2-3-1 or whatever.
Or 4-4-2.
Yeah, it could be similar. I mean, it just depends on what players they have and what they works.
And I like the idea of getting people back and forcing people to kind of play through you. Because I think it's a little better defensive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially when you end up with a negative 11 goal differential. Maybe you ought to think about having a few more people back on defense.
Well, and I did want to say this. So, Diogo, it did seem that when we got the bigger hitters, we got Olatunji and Cruz in that transfer window, it did feel like Diogo became more a part of the team. And to his credit, it was true. Like, who he was trying to distribute to, he probably didn't have much faith in. But then he saw Olatunji and Cruz and Gozo getting better, and Luna. I think if he does stay, he will have a better season next year. And we could be, all those haters could just be silenced next season. You never know.
Yep, all those Lachlan Brook fans will.
My boy!
Miss you, Lockie.
I do.
Anyway, we missed a few players. We lost a few along the way.
In memoriam.
Forster, Jago.
So I think the ones that we should really say thank you were the 2 ones that we hoped would be off the team, and Tyler really loved them. Bodie Hidalgo and Andrew Brody. Can we get a moment of silence for those 2?
What about Nelson Palacio?
I guess.
Oh,
not.
yeah, he's gone.
Oh,
he got traded, yeah. Well,
dude.
Was he
on loan.
loaned?
He's loaned.
Okay, so
Palacio's loaned?
and see, I think Palacio, if he stays, we don't keep Caliscan,
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's
if Mark Chuk
another
doesn't
one.
get injured, Gozo doesn't play.
right? But Goza was the only, I think, big revelation. I think Aiden Hazarkani, he came in, played 2 games, got 58 minutes, and I think that kid's got some real talent. I think he's going to be our next up-and-coming 18-year-old
I don't know, man.
to break into
Did
the
you
squad.
watch the final of the Monarchs?
How'd that go?
Your boy,
Aiden?
Hazarkani, kicked a dude in the face.
Just once?
Well, he probably deserved it.
I was going to ask this question after the game. It was going to be fantastic. So Aiden and the other guy got, and I was going to say this question, got into an entanglement. Like Jada Pinkett Smith got into an entanglement, and then as he was getting up, the guy kind of held him down, as you do, Right. And so Aiden wasn't looking and went to kick him as he was coming up, and it just so happened that was where his face was. Kicked him in the face, and then got up and got an immediate red card and changed the entire game.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
And that's why they lost?
Oh, yeah, it was a huge letdown because they were already down 1-0 or something like that. And it was just that deflated the sails. Berea played in that game, which was really cool because he flew in the morning of from the St. Louis game and played half the game.
Dang.
It was really, really cool.
Did he play well?
Yeah, I mean, he was different compared to everybody else. Every time he got the ball, he was not afraid to dribble. He was moving in his zone. He was moving, distributing really, really well. But Zambrano,
Yeah, that kid's
guy,
got something. Huh?
That's the guy that I would say is coming up for sure.
Yeah, he played with Gozo in the U20s.
U20s, yeah.
And Berea, MLS Next is just too big of a step from Major League Soccer. Mm-hmm. And Berea is probably in between MLS Next and Major League Soccer.
Well, it's what Tyler Wolff would do. He'd drop down to the Monarchs, kick butt, score some goals, and then come back to Real and not be able to get by anybody.
Well, and it's a mental thing.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
when you go into MLS Next, you know you have the thing in your head that they're not going to be as good. So not the best, but the flair of you comes out. Like you start to be more like, ooh, look at this, boom, boom. You're not afraid to try things. Whereas in MLS, when you're in that middle ground trying to play up, you're so nervous and you're so like, I can't lose the ball. I can't do anything that fudges it up, and you're not playing free. And that's why we haven't seen anything really good out of Tyler Wolff yet.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because Tyler Wolff's pretty good, man, and he's got some great eyebrows.
Yep.
Probably the best in the league.
RSL finishes the season not strong, and then almost then continues that on in playoffs and almost makes the official playoffs according to Tyler. And they're
out of here.
They flame out in Portland.
No playoffs.
To the wood butchers, the hatchet men. One of the Jeremy Peterson, he writes for Portland. He's come to in the press box a couple times, and he was calling RSL the Monarchs. And I was just like, that's not the nickname. So I'm like, all right, the wood butchers,
right?
Portland wood butchers, Portland hatchet men.
Yeah.
So RSL
tree huggers
ends the season sadly, flames out, but overall it was a season. And
no, once again, at the end of the season, we look like a team that we should support. We look like a team that is going to do something. However, we had a short time with that team to be able to convert, get used to it, blah, 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 blah. It's a great ending, in a sense, for next season. It's a great ending. I don't care what you say.
For next year.
For next year, yes.
All right. So do us a favor. Follow us on all of your social medias. Listen, share, and subscribe.
Tell your mama.
Yes, say hello to your mother for me. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, thanks for listening. We are going to keep putting out some input. We are going to have we're going to do an episode where we're just going to talk about positive things, right? We'll break down the season, every positive things. It might be 30 minutes long. It could be an hour. You never know. And then we may have an episode where we point out the things that we really didn't like.
Like your pessimistic attitude.
Yeah.
And my haircut.
Yeah, could be. Maybe that's a 2-hour episode. We'll see. But we got some great content coming up, and we thank you for listening.
Bye.